Chicago's culinary scene is bursting with flavor, and not to be missed is 4-star Spiaggia, which means beach in Italian. Today we're going to dine where the Obamas like to eat, and get the beach view at the same time. I'm Divya Gugnani, so let's go behind the burner and meet the chef. So I'm here with chef partner Tony Mantuano. Tony, I see eggs and I see flour. That means pasta is going to be made.
Today is pasta day at Spiaggia, and we're making the Ravioletto, which is a very popular dish for us here. It's been on the menu for 10 years, and every time we try to take it off, we have revolts and picketing, so we keep it on. So we know it's popular. We know it's popular, and it's great for big groups too, because it's something that you can make ahead of time. All right, we have 8 egg yolks, we have a 1/3 cup of water, and we have 2 cups of this flour. And here's a tip for making really tender pasta, is to use this 0-0 flour. Makes a very tender pasta, and use only egg yolks.
Yes.
Don't
2 great tips: egg yolks and 0-0
yeah,
flour.
don't bother with the whites. And then using a fork, and I don't know if this is a tip, but if it is a tip, I have to credit my grandmother, because this is how she made pasta. And you slowly and start to incorporate the flour into the pasta little by little. You see, we start adding a little bit of flour, incorporating it little by little. So eventually,
that's the technique. Basically,
that's the technique.
Is that you want to incorporate pieces of the flour around the periphery.
Exactly. And then what we get to is we get to this beautiful, almost saffron colored dough. We break it into little pieces using a little bit of flour. And then we have this handy KitchenAid attachment. You want to get it down as thin as you possibly can. Every time you pass it through, you want to give it a little more flour.
You want it to stick in the machine.
Oh, no sticking.
No sticking. And you can actually hand crank the pasta as well if you don't have a... Yeah, it takes a while.
There we go. And you keep going down. You want to make it as thin as possible. And eventually what's going to happen, once you get it to that point, is we're going to cut it into sheets. So once we've rolled the pasta dough out, we cut it into square sheets like this, and this is the whimsical part of the ravioli. We're going to cook the pasta prior to filling it. So it goes right into the boiling water, and it cooks for approximately a minute, just so it's pliable and we can work with it and make our filling and then fill the pasta with it. A great tip is to always salt your pasta water. A lot of people don't salt their pasta water, but the pasta itself needs seasoning as well as the sauce, so we always say it should taste like ocean water. So into our salted water for about a minute, then the pasta goes into the ice water to stop the cooking, and so it's cool enough then where we can handle it and finish the dish. All right, next step. Well, it requires a few steps, but it's well worth it in the end. So the pasta has been boiled, gone into ice water to stop the cooking. We dry it off here on a nice clean kitchen towel.
Looks pretty.
And now we're going to finish it up, where we take a piece of Crescenza cheese.
Ooh. So
we are going to fold the pasta around the cheese. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of this sliced truffle.
I was just going to say, do me right. Give me a couple of truffle in there.
There you go.
This is beautiful. It's a great product because it's sliced beautifully, and it's in olive oil, and it comes from Italy, right?
It comes from Tuscany by a producer named Savini, and it's top notch and beautiful slices.
Look at me being generous on the truffle.
Look at you creating the special for tonight.
I really am creating the special because I want as much truffle as I can in there. Okay, now we can roll it.
Roll it up. Fold your end over first.
Yep.
Then we're going to come over this way, and then we're going to come back, and that seam will stay down. So now we have a piece of parchment paper, and because this is going to go in the oven and bake, we're going to, and we don't want the pasta, we want to protect, exactly. Yeah. And we don't want it to get crunchy. If we put that right in the oven like that, nice. It would be. Get it nice and oh no, you're doing great. Thank you.
There we go.
So the seam side goes down again, and then we're going to fold it just the way we folded the pasta. We're going to sort of just repeat those same steps with the buttered parchment.
We're making a package.
We're making a little package. Now this way the pasta won't get crispy when we bake it. Okay, so the final step is making the sauce. So we have a pan, we have some butter.
The pan's a little bit warm?
Yeah, a little bit, but you don't want it to be too hot because it'll brown too quickly. But what we're making here is a very traditional pasta sauce. It's basically brown butter. This is the super luxurious ravioletto that we overstuffed with truffles.
Of course I overstuffed it.
And it's been in there about 10 minutes. So working quickly because it's hot. And you can see that it feels liquidy.
And that's what you need to do. You need to touch it.
Yeah.
Feel that there's some liquid inside.
And then we put a little bit of Parmigiano on top.
Oh, love that.
This is all about cheesy goodness here. We have these garlic slices that we slice really thin and toasted in olive oil.
Which I eat alone.
They're good for you. They lower your cholesterol.
They do, and they taste great.
And then just a little bit of rosemary. And then we go back over here to our brown butter, which has cooled off just a bit, so we'll just bring it back up to temp. So this is about back where we want it.
Yeah.
So as you see it's smoking, you can tell it's hot. There's still that little small bubble foam. And as we pour it on, see how it foams up like that?
Ooh, that looks pretty. So this is as luxurious as it gets, particularly because you put some white truffles on top.
Right. It's befitting the spectacular dining room at Spiaggia.
So let's go and eat it.
All right.
Tony, don't get in the way of a woman and her pasta.
All right.
I'm ready to eat.
Go, ladies first.
Right?
So, you know, here's all the flavors, the nice creamy, soft, mild cheese, so you can taste all the different truffle products that you have.
Oh
little
God.
Brown butter, and of course the king of cheeses, the Parmigiano-Reggiano.
So good. 2 different cheeses, really giving it a little bit of flavor and saltiness, but the truffle, which is nutty and earthy, and the crunch, the garlic chip.
It's nice.
I like that.
You need a little crunch because everything's really creamy. Nothing wrong with creamy, but you do need a little bit of crunch.
Well, cheers. Thanks so much for having us.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Stay tuned to Behind the Burner, where we give you the tips, tricks, and techniques that are lighting the culinary world on fire. For the recipe, Q&A, photos, and more, visit behindtheburner.com.